The fact that Harvard has officially published these historic scientific findings in the first place is quite significant. Sages have known in the East for thousands of years that these types of internal exercises will strengthen a human being on many levels. Now that Western science concurs so soundly, the entire world will benefit from this clarity and agreement. Our story naturally begins with the one and only, undisputed, and ubiquitously revered great grandmaster of Wing Chun Kung Fu, Yip Man. With the deep roots of Shaolin Kung Fu going back before even him for at least 3,000 years. Welcome, this is Sifu Dave. As a recognized disciple and lineage holder in the great Shaolin Yip Man tradition, with 39 years of continuous training and study, I have gained great knowledge and insight regarding internal Kung Fu and Qigong. This understanding is now an extremely precious resource that will help us all to be strong and thrive in our COVID-adapting world. In addition to that very special heritage that I carry, I also represent an even more ancient one as well. Due to my many sincere and devoted years with the profound and accomplished Guruma Guarani Anjali of Calcutta, I am deeply connected to and carry the sacred wisdom and message from this 5,000-year-old precious yogic ancestry as well. Of course, many believe that Shaolin Kung Fu is a continuation and natural progression of the more ancient Indian yogic heritage anyway, because of the great Indian master yogi Bodhidharma, who is believed to have taught the original Shaolin monks, and because of the numerous identical fundamentals that exist between Kung Fu and yoga in multiple key areas. I remember from one of my many precious one-on-one sessions with Guarani, I had made the thoughtless mistake of assuming that a Swami was the same as a Guruma or Guru while referring to a yoga piece I had read. She masterfully gathered herself to gently and thoroughly illuminate me. A Swami is a noble and well-respected scholar, but a Guru or Guruma actually lives and fully embodies the teaching, drawing all back to what they have overlooked. At the start of my yogic Kung Fu odyssey, a very wise woman serendipitously appeared one day to bring my attention to the great sage Lao Tzu. She saw the path I'm on and gave me this sagacious advice. When you first read Lao Tzu, it may seem like nonsense, but as you persevere, it will slowly and gradually reveal itself to you, she said. And she was absolutely correct. To this very day, it goes deeper and deeper. which is an excellent intro for this very beautiful teacher. Having studied many excellent versions of Lao Tzu's most famous work, the Tao Te Ching, before finally stumbling upon Grandmaster Hua Qing Ni's exquisite translation, I can tell you this: a person can only translate an unspeakably profound work like the Tao Te Ching to the degree and extent of their own actual true comprehension of it. And this man knows what he's talking about. The priceless practice of the four cardinal virtues that Grandmaster Hua Qing Ni so vividly and wonderfully elucidates has been integral to the inspiration and development of the joyful soaring eagle technique itself. Please take your time with it. It's as deep as it gets. But this practice of itself will completely transform you, along with forgiveness, which is a gift we give to ourselves. Another truly priceless gift of ancient Taoist practice is Grandmaster Mantak Chia's sharing of the cosmic inner smile. This allows us to tap right back into the very spark of eternal joy that is always most deeply nestled within all of us. Bagua Kung Fu is a sister system to my primary Wing Chun, and is also one of the most famous four internal martial arts of China, which are Tai Chi Chuan, Bagua, Wing Chun, and Xing Yi. The direct link of Bagua with the very ancient I Ching is significant and important. It was the early 90s in Chinatown, New York City. Myself, my friend, and my precious oldest daughter, Harmony, then 6, were at the top of a really long and very dark staircase. The revered Master B.P. Chan was sitting behind a transaction window quietly at the top. Upon learning that I intended to only be there for one day while in New York City, he sternly rebuked me. "You cannot learn anything here in one day." He sharply dismissed me. I beseeched him with utter humility and reverence. I also very humbly shared that I had been diligently training in Wing Chun Kung Fu for 9 years at that point, and that I had only hoped to simply observe and teach. He looked me over hard and rubbed his chin in the most kung fu-y fashion. Then his eyes glimmered like a beautiful, mischievous child. He said, "Maybe you can learn one thing." Then he walked and shared with me for hours. My enchanted time at the New Mexico School of Natural Therapeutics connected me with many new subtle planes of healing, and provided me with extremely rare one-on-one time with legendary holistic pioneers and luminaries, such as the truly subtle and profound healing masters Robert Stevens and Dr. Don Cornwell. In 1976, the mind-body healing icon Louise L. Hay self-published her first book and reference manual. Her work is similar to cognitive behavioral therapy, but with divinely guided insights into healing the body as well as the mind, and a deep spiritual emphasis on the essential importance of truly healthy and positive self-love. Having intensively worked with and taught many of the precious inspired techniques that I have gained from her since 1993, her strong influence can be seen in the joyful soaring dragon approach as well. In closing of this brief biopic, it is my true honor to introduce you to a dear friend and mentor in the unceasing quest to truly understand and effectively heal the human heart and mind, the accomplished psychotherapist and writer, Thomas Altifer. In addition to being a co-creator of the revolutionary Ask and Receive technique with the gifted master healer Sandy Radomski, Tom created and facilitates real-time ongoing study with his International Energy Psychology Institute that I have been a humble friend and member of for 10 years now. Also, please take a moment to have a look at the very kind things that Dr. Greif had to say about our recent collaboration. It was while working with select groups of Dr. Greif's most senior patients that I was able to gain dramatic evidence that certain Bagua Kung Fu movements substantially decreased their vulnerability to and fear of falling.